Breaking today, Prince William doubles down. According to multiple sources, it's now a matter of when, not if, he strips Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their royal titles.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are going to have no role when Prince William becomes king, and he's already planning this out, and it's really not so much that he said they are not going to have roles.
What if the loudest red flag in a celebrity marriage isn't a cheating scandal, but a quiet legal update signed at the exact moment the money started rolling in? And what if the real twist isn't whether Harry and Meghan are having problems, but whether the paperwork was already written for the ending before anyone noticed? All right, grab a drink, because this one is the kind of story that doesn't kick the door down. It slips in through the side entrance, closes the curtains, and starts whispering, check the dates, check the money, check who suddenly hired crisis PR again. Now, quick reality check before we go any further. A lot of what's flying around here lives in the world of claims, anonymous sources, and people with microphones saying, trust me. So treat this like a deep dive into the rumor mill and the patterns people think they see, not a court filing. Fair? Cool. Now let's get into it. Because Tom Bower is back in the conversation, and whenever that name pops up, everyone in Royal Watcherland does the same thing. They lean closer. You've probably seen the headlines or clips by now. The basic chatter goes like this. Bower, the veteran royal biographer, is allegedly working on a new edition or new material that could pull back the curtain on Harry and Meghan's marriage and money situation. And the spicy part, the bit that made people sit up, is the talk of a prenuptial agreement with a so-called hidden clause. The story being floated is that there's something on page 14, clause 7, that Harry supposedly signed without fully understanding, and that it massively tilts control and earnings towards Meghan if things ever split. Now, do we have the contract? No. Have we seen the page? No. Is the page 14 detail the sort of thing people love because it sounds specific enough to feel real? Absolutely. That's why this is so sticky. But the reason it's spreading isn't just because it's juicy. It's because it lines up with a bunch of moves people have been arguing about for years. Brand separation, solo projects, separate appearances, and the sudden return of a heavyweight PR firm right when divorce rumors start bubbling. So the question becomes, is this all a storyline being stitched together after the fact, or is there actually a pattern here that deserves a closer look? And if you're enjoying these slightly unhinged pinboard and red string breakdowns, hit subscribe now, because this is one of those stories that's going to keep evolving in public, whether anyone confirms anything or not. Also like the video, because it tells the algorithm, yes, I want more royal mess. And honestly, same. Now, let's talk about why Tom Bower specifically has people acting like they just heard thunder in the distance. Bower's reputation is basically, I will not write it unless I can defend it. That's the brand. He comes from a background where you don't just toss out a claim because it sounds good on TV. He's been described as a former barrister and investigative journalist type, someone known for interviews, documentation, and building narratives like legal cases. And that's why when he even hints at something like legal clauses or behind-the-scenes agreements, people assume, okay, he thinks he can stand on this. But here's the thing, even if someone is careful, that doesn't magically turn second-hand sourcing into a signed affidavit. It just means the person telling the story likely believes their sourcing is solid. There's a difference between this is provable in court and this is a compelling narrative supported by people willing to talk. That line matters. Still, the chatter is that Bower is suggesting something specific, not just they might be in trouble, but the legal structure is the trap. So what's the alleged trap? According to the rumor version of this story, the prenup wasn't just the standard what's yours, what's mine document. The idea is that royal marriages tend to involve complicated protections, titles, trusts, property held for future heirs, restrictions on public statements, that whole world.
And the claim goes one step further, that their arrangement didn't only cover money, it supposedly covered intellectual property, meaning who controls the Sussex story as a business asset, their brand, their ventures, and the content machine built around them, which in 2026 is basically everything. Because this isn't just a marriage, it's a media company with two founders who also happen to be married. And when two founders split, the thing that gets bloody isn't just the house, it's control. Who owns the IP? Who can keep using the name? Who gets the audience? Who gets the origin story? Who can say, "This was my idea"? Now, a lot of people will immediately say, but California is community property, so it's 50-50, right? Not always, and this is where people start spiraling. California is community property in general, yes, but that doesn't mean every couple automatically splits everything down the middle with no exceptions. There are prenups, postnups, trusts, separate property issues, corporate structures, IP licensing agreements, and a million other ways things can be arranged, especially for high net worth, high publicity couples who pay lawyers to think like paranoid chess players. So the rumor claim is that there was an amendment, allegedly around 2020, when the couple stepped back from royal duties, relocated, and started signing giant media deals. And that amendment is said to have shifted control towards Meghan in a very specific way, by putting her as the business manager or primary controller of their joint ventures. Again, we can't verify the document, but let's talk about why people find the timing believable. Because 2020 was the moment everything changed. That's the year the Sussex as an institution idea became Sussex as a private brand. And once you're a private brand, the legal paperwork becomes your oxygen tank. Your contracts, entities, trademarks, and rights determine who eats if the machine stops. And if you think that's dramatic, welcome to Hollywood. That's literally how it works. Now, here's where the story gets spicy in a way that made the internet grab popcorn: the divorce lawyer chatter. You've probably heard the version floating around that Harry is supposedly talking to divorce lawyers, maybe even hiring someone known for divorce specialization. Add to that the reports that he's spending time in hotels, including one in Montecito. Separate spaces, separate schedules, separate lives. Again, all alleged, but you know what makes these rumors catch? The imagery. A prince in a hotel while his wife rebuilds her public-facing brand. That's not just marriage trouble, that's symbolism. People love symbolism. And then we get to the PR firm thing, because this is where the internet nerds start acting like they cracked the Da Vinci Code. The claim, Meghan rehired Sunshine Sachs in January 2026. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I have their invoice or contract. I don't. But the gossip cycle is obsessed with that detail, because Sunshine Sachs has a reputation as a heavy hitter in celebrity PR, the kind of PR you bring in when you want to control perception during high-stakes transitions. And yes, people associate that kind of PR with breakups, rebrands, and soft landings. So the rumor logic becomes, why rehire them now? Why not earlier? Why right as divorce talk spikes? And that's where the theory starts. You bring in the professionals before a major announcement so they can shape the runway, plant narratives, build sympathy, frame the story, prep friendly outlets, and make sure you don't get buried. If you've ever watched celebrity divorces play out, you know the pattern. It's rarely one big announcement out of nowhere. It's weeks or months of sources say, friends close to, separate bedrooms, time apart, focusing on co-parenting, and then, finally, papers. Is that what's happening here? Maybe. Or maybe it's just the internet doing what it does, spotting patterns and calling it fate. But the next part of the rumor theory is what makes it feel like a thriller: the money moves. The story being told is that since 2022, Meghan has been quietly building separate business structures, new trademarks, a lifestyle venture, solo meetings, solo projects, things positioned under her name, not jointly. And again, people treat this as textbook divorce preparation: build independent income streams, independent identity, protect assets, and make sure the machine can run if the marriage ends. Now, here's where I need you to stay with me, because this is the part where internet theories usually get sloppy. Building your own brand isn't automatically proof of divorce planning.